Hi everybody. I just come on here to show you my mess. But actually what I want to show you is I had to take a break from the sewing machine for a little bit because that's what I do. I do something for a little while and then I do something for a little while longer. Something different. I have to switch to something different. And so but I just watched this one. Oh, so I'm slow stitching, by the way. So I am just doing a little bit of slow stitching, um, which I'll get into that a little bit more too. This doesn't show up too good on that piece right there. Um, well, actually, when I started my slow stitching yesterday, I did a few pieces. This one here. This one here, I've got these little pieces of flannel that I cut out. I think they're 3x3 I cut out. And so those are some slow stitching bases, And then I just stitch a few things on them. And as you can see, this is just slow stitching. There's no embroidery on there or nothing. It's just, and the pieces that I put on there are just raw edge. And then I did this one here. Now this one here, I also use, sometimes I use this felt, which is kind of a stiff felt almost. It's very cheap felt. But I like to use that when I'm doing a slow stitching project because it is kind of stiff and it just holds its shape. And so I had this little unicorn, and so, well, it's not a unicorn. It will be once I put its little horn up there. I guess it's just a horse until I put a horn on it with some gold. But I gotta find my gold piece. It might be in this here thing. I don't know. But as you can see here too, it's just raw edged around. And then this around the edge is sort of like a blanket stitch. I guess this one's like a blanket stitch too. But those who do embroidery, their blanket stitches turn out nice and straight and even. Well, in my slow stitching, I don't get anything nice and straight and even. And even this stitch here, I guess in embroidery, they call that a seed stitch. But for me, it's just anything goes kind of a stitch. And so, and then I did this one here. This one's on felt as well, which I used some buttons on here, these two cats. But what I took was, because I sew so many scraps together, and I make them, like if I'm making a 10 by 10 square, I stitch it, I get it in a whole bunch of scraps together, and then I cut the 10 by 10 square, and then I have edges that cut off, because of course it's always bigger than 10 by 10 or 12 by 12, whatever I'm cutting. And so then the edges pieces I cut off, I like to use them in little slow stitch blocks. One thing I saw, which was really awesome, one girl does a lot of these little slow stitch pieces, and she stitches them onto a denim jacket. That is awesome. That is really awesome. Now here I've got some, like these little, they're like sequins, I guess. I got them off of Temu. They're so cool. And so, and to attach them, I attach them using a French knot. So if you know how to do those kind of little stitches like that, like these only, like a sequin only has one hole in it. So it's hard to put on unless you use a French knot. And so those are on with French knots. And I don't, my colors, I don't worry about the colors and things. Then these little buttons too, I got those from Temu, and those are cute. I like to use those. And then I just in and out stitched around on here. Oh, this one edge is a little bit of a blanket stitch. And then I put a little piece of lace up here at the top. And I guess some of this is little embroidery, because this is like a chain stitch, what they call a chain stitch. But as you see, when I put something on, it doesn't come out perfect. This one here is kind of, I think this one turned out kind of pretty. This one I just had the piece of felt, and this one here has got a sticker on it. I have stickers too. I have, do I still have them out here? Yeah, these are stickers. These also I got from Temu. And they're just little stickers of stamps. And so I put one, just put it right on the felt. And there's of a postcard there and some flowers laying beside of it. I stuck that on there, and then I just did things around it, which I thought that one turned out kind of pretty. I have, look, this is all Temu stuff now that I look at it. Every bit of this is from Temu. The little butterfly, the green leafy stuff. I love that stuff. I haven't used much of that yet, but I got a big old piece. And then some lace. Oh, this lace that didn't come from Temu. I don't know where that comes from. And so, and then like down here, I just added beads. Added some beads on there as I was stitching. And these flowers, I just put some flowers up there. And then this was, and these come from Temu too. I got one whole, like, the flowers come in a strip like this, and then I just cut a little flower here and there, and yeah, so and then even like the butterflies, then they come in a strip too, and that's another Temu thing. So I kind of love my Temu. Lately, I've shopped a little bit more at Temu. These dresses that I wear lately, these, I think I got 8 of them. They're all different colors but made the same way. This here necklace, that's not from Temu. That's my little Ella Grace made that for me when she was here last year, and I've been wearing it ever since. I told her I was going to wear it the rest of my life, and I am working on it. That's going to be a lot of years. Well, I am using up my years, though, quickly. Yesterday, I had to knock another year off. So today, I start the first day of my 75th year. I'm working on my 75th year. I finished up my 74th year yesterday, and so today's my first day of my 75th year. But anyway, yeah, so that's what this is. But now I've got another order coming in from Temu too, which is I ordered a couple because these dresses are sleeveless. See, they sleeveless like this. So I ordered like little jacket things that I can put over them. So if I want to be like fancy, you know. Yeah, for anyway. But now I'm working on this one. This one's not finished yet, or maybe it is. I don't know. And but then I used a little lace thing, put it on there, and this little bird I cut here. That bird just out of a piece of fabric, and I'm liking putting just these X's, just the X's on. I'm kind of liking that. The look of the little, just making the little X's to stitch on that, and this here is a fun way too. This is a simple but fun thing here on this piece. So now I've got some rickrack. I'm going to use that on something, and so I'm probably going to start another one. This is a pretty good shape. Cut that one a little crooked though, didn't I? It's a little, or maybe it's a lot crooked. Maybe I want to straighten that out. But I just watched. Wait a minute, I want to straighten this up here real quick. I want it to be straight. So I'm a perfectionist, as you can tell by my stitches. I'm a perfectionist. I'm a perfectionist wannabe. I'll never be a perfectionist. And like these, I don't, now it's straight. See that crooked piece made it crooked. That made me nervous, so I had to get that off of there. And so now that just fell in the floor. So anyway, I just start with a, this is that felt stuff. I got this felt in different colors too, but there is so many things you can do to, you know, I have a gabajillion, I got a gabajillion scraps. And so, and like, see, this is what I talk about is I have extra little pieces like this that, you know, I put them together and then I sew them together and then cut them apart. You know, does that make any sense? Probably not. But like I can take just little fabrics, just little pieces, and I can cover up my oh, look how cute that little bear is on that piece. It's got some unicorns on there. I have a kabajillion. A kabajillion. You ever counted up that high? Up to a kabajillion? And I don't even worry too much. It looks like I'm worrying here, but I'm not. I just like to pick up pieces. Just pick up pieces of fabric and just lay them. Just going to cover that up there. And maybe I don't need this one here. Maybe I need this one here. Maybe I don't want this dark one here. Maybe I just changed my mind on that one. And so maybe I'll just go with this one. And then this one. And then this is so pretty, isn't it? And God, them scam calls. Yeah, I think I like that right there. So I'm going to cut that. You know, I dropped that other ruler in the floor. Can I reach it? Probably not. So I'm just going to sort of cut this off without a ruler. That's close enough for hen's teeth, for horseshoes or whatever. Okay, so there's just different, you know, just covered up. Okay, it's covered up. I'm not going to go any further than that. But I've been doing this slow stitching while watching different videos. I don't know why I really like house cleaning videos. This one guy I watch is just so awesome, and it's called Midwest Magic Cleaning. And this guy is so cool. Him and his wife both. Had a hair. But they just did a live stream. I didn't watch it live, but I watched the replay of it. And they were talking about, he is autistic and she has ADHD. And so what this live stream was about was how they work with their ADHD and their autism. And I just was amazed watching that live stream. And I decided, I diagnosed myself a long time ago with ADHD. And some of the things she was saying about her ADHD makes me really feel like, yes, I do have ADHD. Well, and so that's why I switch from one project to the next midstream, and I have a lot of things going on at one time. And so I'm going to take just a little. Mine is so bad that I can be saying something and in the middle of a sentence completely change the subject. Right in the middle of a sentence. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue under there. A little bit. So just so that, and not much, just the tiniest little bit. And just smooth it out there. I don't want it to squish through the fabric. Okay, and that's just enough to just kind of hold it in their place. I just used a little bit of tacky glue there. And so anyhow, they were talking about their ADHD and their ADHD and their autism. And I found that to be very, very, very interesting. I do gotta just even this up right here before I start stitching. And when the missus was talking about her ADHD, I was saying, oh my gosh, she's talking about me. She is just, because everything she was saying, I was just saying, amen. I mean, it was like, oh yes, that's exactly me right there. And so, but what was interesting was she kind of was talking about how she deals with it. I think mine might even be even worse off than she, because she can pretty much schedule things and kind of keep to her plan and her notes and stuff, but I can make a whole list of my plans for a day, and then I lose the list, and yeah, so I have problems. But anyway, but I do enjoy doing so many different things, and I swap from one thing to another. I swap from one thing to another just in the blink of an eye. And oops, I pulled the wrong piece there. That's okay. I have, now on this one here, I used a lot of thread. I have this one spool of thread that somebody sent me, this purple thread, and it's beautiful. And it's DMC thread. It says Paris, Mulhouse, Brilliant, something, 547 yards. It's 50 weight. I love this spool of thread. Now, I can't even remember the last time I bought a spool of thread. Oh, yes, I have too, because I bought these big spools off of Amazon of my multicolored threads. But a thread spool like this, I looked one time just online to see what a good spool of thread costs, and oh my gosh, that's just way too much. But somebody sent this to me, and I love this spool of thread. But now that's what I used mainly in here, although I double thread it. And I love how this works. It doesn't knot up on you or anything. That's just amazing. But I've been doing these little X's, and so I like using them little X's. I'll put that back up here. And so I'm gonna, this is what I'd like to find, is a milliner's needle, but in a short milliner's needle. a milliner's needle or milliner. I don't think this is one actually here, but this one might work. It is shorter. A milliner's needle has a large enough eye. It's got a large eye, but the eye of the needle is no wider than the needle. Is the same shank is so a lot of needles, you know, like this tapestry needle here is the eye is much wider than the needle is right there. Or this is a like a yarn needle or something. I don't know the names of all kinds of needles, but better put them back on that magnet. Okay, so but yes, and you know, by watching and listening to these kids talk about their issues and how they work through them, it was like it was giving me permission to be like I am. It's like it was giving me permission to be who I am. I'm going to try and use all 6 strands of this real quickly. Now, slow stitching. Some people, I have, you know, because I watch a lot of slow stitching videos, and some people, some stitchers, talk about their slow stitching as embroidery. But one of the things, slow stitching can be embroidery. Actually, anything that you are stitching that uses a needle and thread instead of some kind of a machine is slow stitching. So, but the slow stitching craze that's out there now is actually just slow stitching, where you don't be concerned about having perfect stitches of any kind. You don't have to go look up how to make a butterfly stitch or whatever the names of the stitches. I would never remember them stitches even, although I do remember, well, I don't know what to, I guess these are like cross stitches on this thing. And like I did have a couple of these that I know what a blanket stitch is, but every time I try and do a blanket stitch, I have to look it up to see how in the world do you do that. And so, yeah, so it's, and so like this one, I know that's a seed stitch, but the stitches are going in all different directions. All different directions, and they're different sizes. I guess you should try and get them all the same size, but yeah, that's not for me. So, but I did want to talk a little bit too about my my memberships. Now, I got yesterday payment from YouTube. Now, I see how some people actually make a living from YouTube. They can make a good living from YouTube. And I always wondered, how in the world do they do that? How do they do that? You know, because I don't make a living. There's no way I can make a living. And so, but I just got paid yesterday from YouTube, which it's been 2 months since I got paid, the last pay. So, so it's around the 21st of the month that I get. If I'm going to get a pay, it's going to be around the 21st of the month. And this month I made $146.22. Now, that includes my club, my membership that I just started. That includes the memberships, and it also includes, somehow your analytics goes into it. The amount of time that, people watch my videos, and if there's any is if there's any oh, when people in the chat on the live stream, and sometimes in the chat they put in a something where they give you a like a little tip, like a little money tip that goes into it. What do they call them? No, I can't remember what they call them. That goes into there, and then they keep track of if you watched any of the ads. That goes into there. And the payment I got before then was August 21st. So that was 2 months ago, and that was $150.42. So, yeah, that wouldn't be like, so that's every other month that I get a little token of appreciation from YouTube, which that helps us out a lot. Hubster and myself, that helps us out a lot, and so I was kind of looking into also how in the world do these people make a living off of YouTube? I mean, I've got a lot of videos out there, and I know some of them are a little wonky. Well, maybe all of them are a little wonky. But, hi, Papa.
I hate to disturb you. Is this trash?
Yes, because I hadn't put a bag into the waste basket yet.
Okay.
Okay. And, so now I don't know what I was saying. Okay. So anyway, yeah, it has to do with the analytics, and my mind is just, it doesn't take nothing to just get me completely discombobulated in what I'm saying. And so then I looked at a couple of videos that people explain to you how to make the living off of YouTube videos, and I can see that, like, I don't get on and say, please press the like button, please subscribe. I don't do that. I feel like that's begging. And but maybe you have to do that. I don't know, because it does show that I have a lot more people watching my videos than that are actually subscribed to my channel. I have figured that much in the analytics. And there's something called algorithm. I just learned even how to say the word. And so I guess maybe what I need to do is to be more whatever you call that word, is subscribe, and so I can see how my bank account grows, you know, from the Mr. and Mrs. YouTube, whoever is in charge. And but anyway, I just wanted to, you know, some people already think that I am one of those that makes a lot of money. I have had people ask me to, please, can you donate to this or that or the other? And I just do not have that kind of money. I mean, I would love to donate to help. Okay, Papa.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I love you too. I would love to donate to everybody that asks me for donations, but me and Papa, we're payday to payday, and with our Social Security income, and when I do get a little And before I had my memberships, it wasn't even every 2 months. It was like every 4 months, because they don't pay you unless you've earned more than $100. They will just hold on. They'll just hold on to your money until you've accrued $100, and then they pay you. So sometimes it's been like 4 or 5 months before I get a little token from them. So yes, so I really don't know how some people can really make uh, a living, but now this only started this every 2 months now since I started my membership, and I have got members. I have people that signed up for the membership, and I appreciate you all more than I can even explain. Now, what I have said to the members is that I'm going to, one thing that I'm using the membership money for is for postage. So I can send off happy mails, and then once a month I send off a prize to some lucky winner. And the prize will be something that I've made. And and that's fun. I like sending them off, but it's kind of hard when you don't have, like, I just sent one of my winners lived across the pond, and so I sent her off a package, and the package wasn't even big. The package was a bubble wrapped envelope, but it was small, and it wasn't very thick, but it cost $18 to send that off, which that is not a complaint at all. It's just that it actually made me feel so good to be able to send that off. It was wonderful for me. And now since I just got this payment again, I'm ready to spin the wheel to find another winner, so I can send off another. I like doing these cross. I guess it's just like a cross stitch, and I like just doing that. And slow stitching for me, it's just not even anything. I don't ever have a plan of what I'm going to do. I don't have a plan. I just start stitching. But see how by gluing those two pieces, putting that little spot of glue, it kind of holds them. And then because I'm using the felt on the back, it just kind of holds it stiff for me, so I can just do my slow stitching. And see, one of the fun things too to do while you're slow stitching is to add little beads. Like if I wanted to add beads on here, I'd just slip one on right now and put these are all scam calls that come in, but I had my volume turned off on the telephone. Yesterday was my anniversary date of my birth, and my granddaughter, she says, I tried, and I was on the computer then, and she seen me online, so she sent me a message. She goes, the kids tried to call you yesterday to FaceTime you for your birthday. It went right straight to voicemail. I said, oh, darn it, I got my phone turned off, or the volume so down. And, but I get so many scam calls. There's just, or they're trying to sell me, which my son showed me, or he turned something off on my phone, so some scam calls don't come through. But some of my calls come through as not a scam. They come through like I can go here to my phone and then it'll say calls. And all of these phones, all of these numbers that are in red, those are all scam calls. Some of them that are in black, I did answer them just to see, and then it said no, it was a scam. All of these red phones numbers are scam calls that come in yesterday. I'm thinking that I have, well, Jennifer, she tried to call me, but I didn't answer. My daughter tried to call me, but I didn't answer that one because I had everything turned down. But that's the only one on here besides my granddaughter. Oh, and then there's Skeeter. There's my son. He called yesterday. All of these calls, those are all, almost all, I'm going to have to call my son back. But I don't know. That one just says unknown number. But it almost shows them as their local numbers, but they are, it's some kind of a scam. These are all from yesterday. I think I'm going to have to get my phone number changed. Jeez. So many of my calls that come through are, and I do answer them just to check, and they ask for Richard. Hello, is this Richard? Do I sound like a Richard? Oh, and it just gets so aggravated. And I don't use my phone that much, but what I do use it for, I need my phone. And so, and these people have almost taken this away from me, but that's not what I was here to talk about. Okay, but anyhow, what was I going to talk about? I was going to talk about some, now see there, I just put that whole stitch line across there. And of just all them X's. I just put them X's. And so, but then like here, I can take this here piece of Rick Rack and I can put that on there. I can put that right up on there if I want to. It doesn't, look at how it even matches that down there, but I'll put it up here. And so, oh, and then I was talking about my memberships. Now, on my memberships, when you look into the join, it says what are your extra, you get extras. So, or they, then it kind of shows you where your money is being used. And so I put on there that I would be having another one. I just go off. Yeah, see, that's why I turned that phone all the way down. I got it up now only because I know my great-grandchildren are calling me today. That's the only reason I got the voice up on there, the sound up, because I know they're going to call me today. And because my granddaughter told me this morning, I'm a messenger. And so, okay, so like I said, what did I say? Did I say anything? I don't know what I said. Now I think I'm going to take this purple. Why? Because I like purple. Oh, on the memberships. I put there that I wanted to do I'm going to have the monthly giveaway of something that I made. Your name goes in the pot or on the spinning wheel. And I said that I'm going to have a special live stream or videos for members only. Now, that's where, when I wrote it, I had everything, I thought, okay, I can do this, I'll do that. And then, but then I don't know, what would I do a video on that's for members only? I don't know. And that would be any different than the videos I do already, because the videos I do already, they don't make any sense, and what would I do for something different that was for members only. So if you all have any kind of idea of what I could do for members only, let me know that. What would you expect in a special video for members only? Because to me, I don't know. I haven't got a clue. And so I'm thinking that you all will know more than I do. And so if I do a members only, maybe I could dance on the table. Well, no, the table would break. I can't do that. And so for members only, I need some ideas. And so, and you guys are the people with the ideas. And so, because you guys are smart. You guys are smart as a whip. And so, you know, maybe I could, for members only. Well, no, I was going to say maybe I could do learn one embroidery stitch for the members only. Because it would have to be something different than what I normally do already, which I have done some embroidery stitches, but I forget them as quick as I do the video. Then I have to look them up again. Took me 99 years to learn how to do this French knot right here, which I'm doing this. I'm putting this on here with this French knot. So I just go up here, and I'm terrible with tutorials. Oh, forget it. I'm telling you. And so I pull this all the way up. There, I got my thread in there, and then I wrap it around the needle 2 times and put the needle back into where I just came up, but I keep holding on to this tail right there that's closest to the hole. And just hold that on and pull this through, and then when it's almost through, then I'll let go of that. And of that piece I was just holding, and it makes a French knot. See there? It's like magic, I'm telling you. So I'd have to find all of my, because I got books that tell me how to do these fancy stitches. I have books. And so maybe that would be one idea. I'm not sure. But if y'all have any ideas. Oh, and I also wanted to, so I could do, and then a live stream. I'm not sure. Well, I could do that on a live stream or a dead stream. What do you call a video if it's not a live stream? A dead stream? No, we're not going to do any dead. We're not going to do any dead. So, but slow stitching is amazing. Oh, I should show you. Oh, no, it's in the other room. I'm making washcloths. But they're in the other room where I'm doing the crocheting. But it's not crocheting. It's called crow knitting. And I did a couple crow knittings videos a long time ago. But I had some people saying that it wasn't crow knitting, that it was Tunisian crochet. And I tried to say, no, it's not. It's different. It's very similar to Tunisian, but it's not Tunisian. And so, but I had people in the chat telling me that that's Tunisian. And I wanted to just, rather than to argue, I just said I'm not going to do them no more, because it's hard to make people understand what is understandable. But the washcloths I'm making, I'm using the scrubby, because you use a double-ended hook, and on when you're going, you do one row where you cast on and then cast off and then cast on with one yarn, and then the next row you cast off and cast on with a different yarn, and using the other end of the hook. A Tunisian hook is got a long hook, and you kind of cast on like you do knitting, but it's got a stopper at the end of the hook, and then you just use that same, you cast on and off, but you only use the one yarn. But what I'm using the scrubby yarn as one of my yarns, and the other yarn is cotton. And so when this washcloth is made, it is a, oh, what do you call it now? Oh, good grief. Exfoliating. So the one side, the one I did, just finished one, it's purple on one side and white on the other, because the scrubby yarn I used was like a purple, and the other yarn, the cotton yarn, is white. Well, it's off-white and a light purple, but so the one side looks white and the back side looks purple, and where that purple is, that's the exfoliating. I need it for my face. My face, I've got such dry skin in my face that I have to wash my face with an exfoliating type of something. And so I've bought a couple different exfoliating things, but they don't exfoliate as much as I think they should be exfoliating. And so that's why I figured I'm going to make my own. And that's what I come up with, and I really like them. I just make them about a 5-inch by 5-inch, just enough for my face. And so, you know, maybe that's something I could do on a. But see, if I would, it's funny because it's to do something just special for members only. Well, I would want to, I want to share with everybody. I don't want to just pick a few, you know. I don't know. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But anyhow, that's what I was hoping, that maybe you all could give me some ideas of what I can do special for the members. And to become a member, you just hit the join button down below the video there. And then you've got 3 choices of 3 levels. Level 1, 2, or 3, or A, B, C, or whatever. And they're different prices. Like the first level, I think, is $1.99, $2.99, and then $3.99, or something like that. I don't know. I haven't looked lately. And that you pay per month. And so, and the difference in the numbers is, like in my drawings, like number of times you get your name in the hat each time we draw. We the number of times we put the name in the hat. If you're on level 1, you get your name in the hat once. If you on level 2, you get twice, and level 3, you get your name 3 times. And so you just have more chances of winning. And then the money I earn pays the postage. And so I know it probably is about as clear as mud, but that's just kind of what I do. Everything I do is as clear as mud. I could make mud pies. I probably could do very good tutorial on making mud pies. So anyhow, you know, you guys might think this is weird as heck. I'm not talking about religion. I don't get into religion, because religion confuses me. And so, I study all different beliefs. I love studying different beliefs and why and where do they get all of their beliefs from? Who makes these rules? I always want to know who makes these rules. My husband, he knows I do that I study. Tibetans, Hindu, Buddhism, there. I haven't studied every religion because there's so many, but I want to know where do they get their beliefs from. I, you know what he got me? Some of you might frown on this, so if you frown on some stuff, then you might not want to see this. This book he bought me for my birthday. It's called Wikipedia. It's a modern day white witch's guide. White witch. Now, I don't call myself no witch. And this is written by two different ladies which are white witches. Now, and I want to know where these people come up with. I've read this much so far. This is so interesting because so much of what I have read so far is actually ways that I think. And it's basically it's basically what they want to do is send out positive vibes to everybody. Nothing negative. Erase negative. We don't have to be negative. We want to be positive. And like I say, when I read something that is like Buddhism, it's not because I want to be a Buddhist. If I read something on Hindus, it's not because I want to be a Hindu. And I've read things on the different branches of Catholicism. I've read and researched and watched videos on different beliefs or customs, and I find it to be very, very interesting. And this, and like I say, I've only gotten that far in the book. And so, wow. You think about a witch and you think about just hateful people. That's what I think. They're going to cast a spell on me and make my arm turn green or something. And when they talk about casting a spell or something, they're talking about, it's almost like sending a prayer. And so anyhow, I share myself with people. And so this is very interesting that my hubster picked this out and for me. What does it say? Let me just read what it says on here. This is about body, mind, and spirit. This fresh modern guide, written by two celebrity witches, unlocks the secrets of the Wiccan universe, empowering newfound witches with a recipe for happiness. The author's aim as spiritual life coaches is to help witches realize their hopes and dreams with a little witchy know-how. In the Wicca tradition, it is believed that all things are magical. You have the power within yourself to change the world around you for the better. Wikipedia builds on this belief by tapping into a new branch of witchcraft based on angel energy, known as angelic Wicca, which emphasizes respect for the earth and all things living. Sean and Lena, that's the authors, share practical information about all aspects of modern witchcraft, from emailing or texting spells and microwaving potions to use traditional tools like the pentagram and crystals, calling upon guides and angels for support, learning how to physically gaze into the future using a crystal ball, numerology, and even TV white noise. in interpreting dreams and signs from loved ones on the other side. And so, and yeah, that's pretty deep stuff. And, just, I don't know, I've got to get further into this book. I just love to read just different. I love the cover. Isn't that beautiful? The cover. But anyway, so that's all I'll say about that, because that's all I know about that. Because and what I've read is just kind of a little bit about each one of the authors, and so I just find that to be quite. I find that to be quite magical. But anyhow, okay, so now I know there's probably 3 dozen people that just disconnected from my whatever you call it, and that's okay, because everybody's got the right to do whatever they want, and the right to study anything they want to study, and to do anything you want to do. And I'm 74 years old now. That just happened yesterday. And I feel I got the right to know stuff, and I want to know stuff that I didn't know before, or stuff that and like I say, it's not that I want to let that be my whole future. No, I'm not doing that. I just want to learn. I want to learn things. I want to know why. All the whys and hows and those kind of things. It's just because it just interests me, and I don't want to leave this world not knowing a lot of things. I want to know everything there is to know. And so that's why I find that book to be quite interesting. Give me your comments on that too. That's interesting. It's just, to me, it's just very interesting. So I'm going to continue on today with doing some more of my slow stitching. But now that I watched the Midwest Magic Cleaning, it's got me in the mode that I want to use their method, their method of cleaning. And like he says, a 3x3 spot. He'll clean 3x3 spot. Well, I could pick out a 3x3 spot. Okay, well, I'm going to let you go. Since I just read that on about that Wikipedia thing, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it right there for now, only because I don't even have another book in here. I have books. I'm telling you, I got to pick a 3x3 spot here and clean it and organize one 3x3 spot. Okay, I love you guys very much. I ask God to watch over you every step you make, every move you make, every step you take, every move you make. Keep you safe and secure. Keep you happy, humble, and healthy. And I will see you on the next video, and I'm really looking forward to reading the comments below, because there's a lot of stuff that I just talked about that I need comments on. And please, if you like me, hit the like button. If you want to see me again, hit the subscribe button. But you don't really have to if you don't want to. Just if you want to. All right. I love you guys. I ask God to watch over you. I already said that, but I can say it again. God bless and keep you, and I'll see you on the next video.